Godfrey's back out on the trail. We're at the Walden Creek Trail. Last time we were here, it was in the middle of winter, so this entire trail was covered with snow. And he is back. Godfrey is back, at least for now. He's got this arthritic problem in his left front leg, which causes him to limp sometimes. So I'm going on this easy trail to see how he fares. Because I don't want to tax him too much, because I'm not sure how many of these he's got left. But he's back, at least for now, and he's not limping too bad today. Some days are better than others. So we'll see how it goes. So, as luck would have it, the original trail we were going to go on today is an easier trail than this one. This one's pretty easy, but I got about, I don't know, a mile or two from the trailhead and was turned away by a wildfire crew. So that one was canceled, and that one was, it's a good easy hike for him, because it also has some water crossings that are kind of fun. This one's a little bit more boring. It's sort of like a forced service road until you get up. Godfrey, this way. This fool's taking the wrong trail. I don't know if you can notice the limp. It's very slight because he's so hyped up. But yeah, the other one, Godfrey, don't eat things. It's either arthritis or eating stupid things. So the other one I think is a shorter, easier, but probably more entertaining for Godfrey. So when I was turned around by the crew, I started doing a search for other trails, and it's hard to find anything. We're in the North Georgia mountains, and it's kind of hard to find something on the spur of the moment that my dog would be able to hike. So this one we've been on before, and I think it's far enough away from the wildfires that we don't have to worry about it. Took almost about a half an hour to get from the first trail to this trail. So today's just really all about experimenting to see how well Godfrey will do on these easier trails with his brand new limp. So like I said, this is a pretty easy trail. And as we pulled in today, right behind me, there was a car that was coming. And I'm just right now spying the other hikers to see if they have a dog. As long as they don't have a dog, I'm in good shape. Yeah, they don't. And they look like they're going in the other direction, which is also good. Or maybe they're coming in this direction. Maybe we already walked all the way around. But anyway, just wanted to make sure they didn't have another dog, because Godfrey hates dogs. Just make it a more peaceful hike. This is not a heavily trafficked trail because I think there's not much to see other than a waterfall at the end. And even the waterfall's kind of, just average. But I've saved this one as one of Godfrey's favorites because it's a easy trail, but it's a little steep. Well, there's just this incline till you get to the falls. It's not a bad incline. It's just the other trail really didn't have much of an incline at all. And that was the one I was looking to try to get him back out on the trail to see how well he does. And this would have been probably the one that I did second if the first one went well. But we'll see. Hopefully he does a good job and doesn't get more injured, and I'm not actually doing him a disservice. But we did go to the vet. He did have a vet visit, and that's what the vet told me, that it was arthritis in his shoulder. So osteoarthritis in his hips, arthritis in his left shoulder. Me and my geriatric dog. So we are in the first few days of spring, and it's been kind of a little bit of a weather roller coaster in North Georgia. We've gone from highs in the 80s to highs in the lower 50s, upper 40s. Today's one of the cooler days. It's probably about upper 50s, maybe 58, 59 degrees, close to 60. Sky's overcast, so not much sun today. It's just kind of gray. Leaves are just starting to bud on the trees. And I think tomorrow's supposed to hit 80 again. Kind of a crazy roller coaster weather ride. But it's a nice day for a hike, especially with it being overcast and no leaves on the trees yet. So you're not having the sun beat down on you. And it's relatively cool. You know, I keep talking about Godfrey's limp, but it's, constantly on my mind as he gets older. Oh, here we go. Mud. Never met mud he didn't like. Godfrey, this way. Come on, get out of there. Aye, you in the mud. Come on. Is that thing about his limp is that when he's sedentary, he's laying down for several hours, he gets up and the limp is a little pronounced. And then as he's walking around in the yard, it kind of goes away a little. Like right now, if you're looking at him on the video, which should be on the website, or there'll be a YouTube link on the podcast post. But he doesn't look too bad. I mean, he's not really. I can notice a little bit of a limp, but it's not too pronounced right now. But of course, he's kind of hyped up to be out hiking again. It's been months. Only because we had the holidays. And then a few weeks ago, he started developing that limp. So I was trying to write it out to see how well he would do. We'll see how he is after I get him back home, and what he's like tomorrow morning, to see whether or not I take him out hiking again on these types of trails, even these easy ones. So just like that, we are almost to the falls. This is such a short trail. That's why it almost doesn't make it worth it, because it's really just all Forest Service road until you get to the falls. And there isn't nice, neat little falls. I mean, you'll see it in a minute. Or if you go back some episodes on the podcast or on the blog. And I'm not sure if I YouTubed this one yet, but it will be this time. You can see the falls. We're just right around the corner now. So here we are. This is the approach to the falls. You're right next to the stream. You can see the falls off in the distance maybe. Coming up to it soon. So it looks like a little bit of storm damage. Some fresh cut trees across this part of the trail. A bunch of trees fell down since the last time we were here. So there are 2 sets of falls. This time I won't even try the upper ones. These lower falls, and there's some upper falls. I won't even go down. Godfrey, no, don't go down there. You can't get back up. Maybe we'll go the other way, the other side. We'll try to go down where it's flat and then cross. How about that? Come on this way. We'll go down to the bottom, cross over, and go take a look. Hopefully we can get our views in before the other hikers get here. So we're sort of trying to bushwhack it through the wet side. See if I can get over there. Because I think it's the only way he can really be at that area of the water. We'll see. Getting a little bit closer. So because of his gimpy leg, I know it's insensitive to call him gimpy, but that's how we roll. Actually, coming across on this side, kind of neat because we get a different view of the creek and the falls. See if I can get over there without falling in the drink. Come on, Godfrey. Why are you taking the absolute worst way? You gotta go around the other way. Sometimes I swear he speaks English. Come on this way. Well, we are close to the front. I don't know if he can make it here. So we did it. He found his way up. I didn't think he could do it. But he did it. So he's not too feeble to bark at the water in the falls. Trying to find a way to get to me. But here we are, right up against him. And he made it pretty much all the way. So he's not too worn out to grab giant sticks. At least he's got that going for him. So he did more than I thought he'd be able to do. I mean, we took the shallow route, but he made it. It's an accomplishment. Good times had by all. And just like that, after only a measly 45 minutes, we're done with the highlight of the whole trail. I suppose it'd be worth it if Godfrey comes out with flying colors when it comes to his arthritic legs and hips. Off we go. Let's go. Now I just gotta keep watch for the other hikers and get Godfrey back on leash if we spot them. Wonder if they went off on a different trail. Here we go. Back to the Jeep. So unless the hikers that were behind us take a lot of breaks, they must have gone in on a different trail. I'm always so concerned about that because I really like being alone or alone with this big galoot. Alone where I record things and then post them to YouTube. There's got to be some kind of diagnosis for that kind of behavior. It's like the guys who used to be on talk radio, who they don't say a word when they're not on the air. When they're on the air, they just talk up a storm. And I'm not saying I'm that chatty, but I think you get the picture. But I think we should have run into them by now if they were coming up behind us. I think I would recommend this trail, especially for families maybe with kids, if kids who maybe don't like to hike. It's not that long of a hike to the falls, and then you've got the falls at the end. So that makes it kind of nice, and it's definitely not a hard trail. There's no climbing involved. It's just walking up this wide forest service road. You know, or maybe people who can't do the hard trails, but still want to go hiking. This one would be perfect. I mean, you got at least a little reward at the end. And it's enough of a workout. You know, if you go slow, then it's fine. But you know, if you that's not from Godfrey. If you go at a steady pace, you can actually work up a sweat. I had to take off my long sleeve shirt because walking up the, you know, the constant incline, still work up a sweat. So Godfrey just had a water break, and you can see he's a little more wobbly than he was at the beginning. But you know, that's the difference between being hyped to being back up for being back out on the trail, and now he's tired for walking a few miles. But I think overall he looks no worse for wear. We're just a few, probably 5 minutes away from the Jeep, and then we head back home. Just like that, we're back at the Jeep.